Welcome back to the 11 o'clock Waffle, just not as we know it. It is the second of our sci-fi specials, and as always we have an interstellar lineup for you. First up on the show, a former series champion and creator of Dark Matter Hudakai, it's Edgar Duncan.
Hello all!
Hello Ed, how are you?
I am doing brilliantly, thank you. And I take it you're good yourself?
I'm good, I'm very good. I'm excited to be doing the second show. How's the ponytail? Is the ponytail still there? Because we lost James's hair.
Yeah, Matilda, my ponytail, has gone into hiding for a bit because she's scared that she's going to get cut off herself. But yeah, she's doing okay.
It's a pleasure to have you back.
Good to be back.
Next up, the first of not one but two debutantes. Big thanks to Chris Stanley for finding her at the last minute. I've been advised she's recently come out of a stint in prison. Please welcome Cathy Smedley.
Good evening.
Hello.
Yep.
Welcome to the show.
Let me out on day release.
I've been informed that you know a little bit about Doctor Who.
You could say that, yes. Got my sonic screwdriver on standby.
Oh, brilliant. Well, I'm sure our next two guests will be able to match you for knowledge on that one. Thirdly,
yes.
A man who can claim to have met one of the Doctors. He also comes from Redditch. Please welcome Paul Clarke.
Hey!
Hello, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Hey, Cathy, what are you in for then? What was you in prison for?
Oh, I can't disclose that. Secret spy stuff.
You weren't to be a David Tennant fangirl, was you?
Well, if she stole a sonic screwdriver, I should think maybe it's because she stole it.
You don't happen to have hallucinogenic lipstick as well, do you?
Oh no.
I couldn't say.
I thought he was asking me that then. I was thinking, yeah, I got gallons of the stuff, yeah, sure. Mum might be a bit worried if I've got some lipstick kicking around.
Okay, and last on the show, making his long-awaited return, and arguably our most biased, I mean, knowledgeable Doctor Who fan. Please welcome back the glorious Alex Walton Kay.
Hello, Mac. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Not bad, sir.
Wicked!
Yeah.
That was like a Simpsons awkward pause moment. Like so.
So, you've not been on in over a year now.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
It's been a while. I think it's been exactly 14 shows since you were last on.
So,
He must love you guys if he hasn't been on for a year. He must love you guys.
Well, to be fair, we did try and get him earlier in the year.
I feel like Lala Ward being asked to a Doctor Who convention. Please do it, Lala. Lala, do it, Lala.
Here's what you want to do. If you want to get him on permanently, dress as Karen Gillan and then tie him to a chair. Well, that maybe will just work for me.
You can be assured my attendance every show if that happens. Every show if you get Kazarin.
Oh,
if you want to get me and just tie me to a chair and call yourself Stephen Moffat, then that'll definitely work.
Okay, so for those of you joining for the first time, normally we debate the week's news and topics. However, this week we're going to be focusing on sci-fi. This is the second of our 3 sci-fi specials. The best 2 contestants from today will be going through to our Doctor Who final. So, question number 1. Given that science fiction is mostly fiction, give me a piece of information from the world of science fiction which is in fact fact. And we'll start with Ed on this one.
Mind-controlled prosthetics, as per, and it does count as sci-fi, folks, as Full Metal Alchemist has the automail in that series, which is just like metal that's connected to the nerves and is controlled through the mind. It's an actual thing in development by DARPA, so I think it's pretty awesome, and that's my answer.
Okay, we'll go to Cathy next.
The only thing I've been remotely interested by is the fact that you could now actually, in development, there is an invisibility cloak for all the Potterheads out there. I know it's not strictly sci-fi, but that's pretty damn cool.
An invisibility cloak, wow. Any of the science behind it at all?
I mean, have a look. It's basically a refraction of light around mirrors. So it reflects that which is around it. So
it's like a perception filter almost.
Essentially, yes.
Bonus point for Ed there. Okay, and Paul next, please.
The only one I could really think of would be the fact that obviously during the 1980s it was the world of science fiction to have a talking car, that could jump over things like in Knight Rider, and now that actually has happened. You actually, your cars do talk to you. Recently, in the last month, they've actually brought out a car now that does drive itself. So pretty much, Knight Rider was the forerunner taken something that was just a dream back in the 80s, and now it is a reality. You know, you can actually now, your car can talk to you. It can. The only thing it can't do is jump over things yet, but they're pretty close to being able to do all the things that Kit could do.
Are they sort of programming them with personalities in?
They're getting close to that. Yeah, there's one coming out next year that they're trying to force to have pretty much the personalities of a humanoid that you can actually have a conversation with. So I would just pretty much program mine to talk about Doctor Who constantly.
Nothing wrong with that.
Alex would download Karen Gillan's voice to the car.
The Karen Gillan sat nav, you know.
That would
it'll
cause
be
a
Tara
lot of
Strong,
accidents.
The Tara Strong sat nav in different voices.
Or have the Christian Bale Batman voice.
You can
Where
be
you wanna
bloody
go?
hear that. You can be able to hear that, you know, like a smoker's cough, you know.
McDonald's to the drive-thru.
Sainsbury's.
I've arrived. Ed, do you want to join in with the impressions?
Unfortunately, if I try, I think I may embarrass myself.
I think I'll have to join with that one as well.
Okay, and
Ed
Alex.
is Batman. It's fine. I think I'm going to say that Ed is Batman, so that's fine. You know, you get away with that.
Okay, Alex.
I'm Batman.
But you're not Adam West.
One, mine's quite similar to Paul in that back in the 60s, during the Jerry Anderson productions, Thunderbirds, Flyball XL5, Stingray, and Captain Scarlet. Yeah, Jerry. Basically, during the Jerry Anderson productions, they would always be talking to each other via video, which of course has now become a reality through things such as Skype and stuff like that. So really, Jerry got there first with his video conferencing and those groovy Thunderbirds watches they could talk to each other through. All that is very much coming to the fore now.
That'll never catch on, dude. Skype, that ain't never going to catch on, I'm telling you.
Oh, bloody hell no. What a waste of time.
No.
Waste of time.
That's
The
never
layabouts.
Yeah.
That's like that Doctor Who thing. That ain't ever going to catch on, I'm telling you.
Oh, God no, you know. It's
Dragging
not
on
been
now.
good since 1963. It's not been good since 1963.
Yeah, I bet there are
That's
genuinely fans out there, aren't they, that say, because I was watching the pilot episode back yesterday from the original, and I bet there's people back then that were like, after that it ain't going to work. But
They had their perfectly good show about a junkyard ruined by the fact it's about time travel now.
Yeah, and ever since then it's just been
And
a
that
pilot.
millions of people across the world are crying. It was so good until those Daleks turned up, I bet they're saying.
The Pepper
that
Potts.
Verity Lambert, she really screwed it up.
Oh, screwed up the franchise.
Messed it up.
Okay, we'll move on to question 2 now. Who or what is the greatest science fiction writer or novel? And we'll start with Alex here.
So is this purely book related or can we seep into television writing?
So book related.
Book related. Well, in that case, I would have to go with
Is
David
it Michael
Whittaker.
Grade's autobiography by any
No,
chance?
Michael Grade's not a writer. He's an idiot.
How dare you swear?
Don't use the word Michael Grade here. I'd say the greatest ever writer of science fiction, to my mind, is Douglas Adams for Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Brilliant.
And also he did write for Doctor Who in the 70s, and he wrote some of my favourites. He wrote some of my favourite stories of all time.
Have you read all 5 of the Hitchhiker's books?
I've heard the radio show, I've read 3 of the books, and I've seen the TV series.
What about the film?
Yeah, it's alright.
I'm reserving comments.
I like Alan Rickman. I'll give it that. It's got Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman is
Oh yeah, that's a
part
real
of the
excuse
Farrah.
to enjoy everything, isn't it? 'Cause it's got Alan Rickman in it.
It's got Alan Rickman. There we go.
I didn't know you was a fan of Alan Rickman.
I don't mind him. He's alright. He makes a good.
You surprised me. One thing I didn't know you were a Whoopi Goldberg fan. Now I found out you're an Alan Rickman fan.
I know. I'm a man of many
Obvious.
facets.
Have you not heard Alex's Alan Rickman impression? It's fantastic.
Hello, I am Alan Rickman, Mr. Potter, our new celebrity.
I was doing impressions again. Okay, the only other impression I can do, and after this I'm pretty much used up, is comic book guy from The Simpsons.
Oh, save it for later. We don't.
You can do a mean Chris Evans though, Paul.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Cathy, best science fiction writer or novel?
Oh, Alex stole mine.
So I'd get in there first.
Other than that, it's got to be H.G. Wells. I mean, he kicked it all off, didn't he? Sort of. Anyway, with the Time Machine, and he's written countless other things which have done the founding stones for the rest of it, really. That or Isaac Asimov with all.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
Paul, what's your answer?
Oh, so many good ones there. I'm going to say John Peel because he wrote only 2 Doctor Who novels that I'm aware of. But I'd say the best one has to be part of the Time Worm series, and it was Genesis.
Oh, it should be pointed out, this isn't John Peel, the radio DJ. This
Not that radio hack. No, this is John Peel. He was a Doctor Who author who wrote for the Virgin novelisation range.
Okay, and Edgar.
Yeah, popular
English
choice,
graduate.
My choice actually for this is Frank Herbert, who wrote one of my favourites of all time, in fact, Dune, and the series of Dune, in fact. And I thought that was just an incredible book that really took science fiction and sort of merged it with the social sciences as well as just hard science, as it were. And I just really loved the raw human emotions in that book, as well as the actual science fiction. So for me, him and his Dune series, yeah, absolutely incredible.
Okay, question number 3 now. It's the Dream Dinner Party. So if you could have your own science fiction come dine with me event, you're allowed 1 male character actor, 1 female, and 1 robot alien or other to the event. So, Paul, start with you here.
Okay, 1 male, it'd be Stephen Moffat. Female actress would it be, the other one here? I'd probably say Lucy Lawless. Robot, it's got to be C-3PO, hasn't it, really?
Get him on the butler in.
Hell yeah, he'd be wicked. Any other ones in that list I got a name, or?
No, that'll do.
No.
Okay, and Ed next.
I'm going more for the characters, funnily enough, rather than the actors. And so I went for Captain Jack Harkness for my male, because I think he would be hilarious and a right hoot. And I'm going to go for Zoe Washburn, who was in Firefly and Serenity, as my female. And actually, for my robot, I went for something similar as well. I actually went for Crichton from Red Dwarf for the butlering reasons, and he would also be quite a light entertainment to the party, I think.
Oh, that is 1 dinner party there. Hang on. Crichton, Squirrel Attachment, and Captain Jack.
It would be amazing.
Isn't that
Pause.
XX rated, that?
Pause, reflect. Let's move on to Alex.
Well, for my actor, I would choose John Pertwee, who played the 3rd Doctor. For my actress, I would choose Katie Manning, who played the 3rd Doctor's companion, Jo Grant.
Woohoo!
And I would, and my creature of choice would be a Dalek. Now, here's the reason why. I should put this into context.
What's wrong with you?
What's that?
What's wrong with you? Do you not want them at your party? They're party poopers.
Well, no, what it is, it's great.
They can't go upstairs.
As you remember, Paul,
Again.
well, great. Great, because it's 1 less guy to use the toilet. No, basically, it's well known in Doctor Who lore that John Pertwee hated the Daleks with a passion. So what I'd do is I'd make sure the Dalek gun is disabled, have John and the Dalek at each I'll put them opposite each other at the table. So whilst Pertwee's administering put downs to the Dalek would get increasingly hysterical and pissed off, yet couldn't shoot him. To be forced to endure Pertwee putting down the Dalek. No, you're not a bunch of synchronizers. And egoist, old chap, you will stop insulting me, John. And then Katie can do her funny voices in the background and make me laugh while those two are going at it.
Yeah, Joe will be making a thing.
Yeah, making a thing with lights that flash.
I'm surprised you didn't say that. You want tension at a party, man. You just got to get Tom Baker, Lalla Ward together. Boom, done.
True.
That's got to be on the Jeremy Kyle show.
Or how about Janet Fielding and Matthew Waterhouse?
Okay, Tom Baker, Matthew Waterhouse, and Lalla Ward and Janet Fielding. There you go, because Matthew counts as a robot.
That is a very angry dinner party you're planning there, Alex. Cathy, is yours a little bit lovelier?
Hey, watch EastEnders. That's pretty much regular there.
I can't promise mine's any better, being that I'm inviting the robot devil to mine.
What, from Futurama?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Oh wow, that would be incredible, yeah.
But you'll have Tom Baker Tom Baker there with his scarf and his hat, and Trillian from Hitchhiker's Guide, and the robot devil. Like, you got fireworks between the Trillian and the robot, and then
The 2
Tom
devils
Baker's
and 1 angel.
But who's the angel, I wonder?
Okay, so that's the end of the first round, and time for the first set of scores. In last place on 11, it's Paul. Tied
Nice.
on 12, it's Edgar and Alex. And taking a strong lead, it's Cathy on 14.
Woo!
Question number 4 now. Best science fiction movie. And we'll start with Mr. Duncan on this one.
Yep. There's far too many to choose from, but I've decided I'm going to list Serenity again, which is the movie which not only ended the Firefly series, but is also a great standalone film. It's got all the things you want. The characters, I think, particularly though, are what bring it alive. You got Nathan playing Captain Malcolm Reynolds and his crew of like ragtag guys who's just basically on the ship called the Serenity and trying to protect a strange girl called River. And it's just the escapades that they go through in that film, and the sort of almost like a bounty hunter-esque figure that they're trying to fight off. It just makes for an entertaining and exciting movie. So yeah, that's my choice.
I saw Serenity before I saw Firefly the TV series, and I loved Serenity.
Yep, you can. The great thing is you can watch that film without having any prior knowledge of the TV series, and it still works. It's brilliant.
In fact, I think I found it more confusing watching the pilot of Firefly than I did when I watched Serenity.
Yeah, I can probably agree with that, to be honest.
Okay, Paul next.
Back to the Future. Without doubt, Back to the Future is probably one of the greatest sci-fi. It's just one of the greatest films probably ever made. The whole trilogy, and not one of the Back to the Future films sucks. They're all pretty consistent. It's just the best trilogy ever, and you can't really top it.
Okay,
it is actually my personal favourite trilogy ever as well. Yeah.
Since Indiana Jones made that awful fourth film, Back to the Future is the best trilogy.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Into the flying train. What more could you want?
Well, it was either that or I could have said Howard the Duck.
No.
Come on, man, Howard Robson. It's got a duck making out with blimmin' Leah Thomas. What more do you want?
Leah Thomas is also in Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Okay,
One and only.
Cathy.
Well, subverting the form a bit. It's Little Shop of Horrors. You know,
I absolutely love that film.
Interstellar alien plants. It's so brilliant. I cannot stop watching it. It's got interstellar plants. It's got murder of dentists. You know, excellent. What more could you want? Plus extra excellent schwabbered up music, whatever it is.
I didn't even think of that as a sci-fi, but of course it is. I absolutely love that film. The film adaptation, the 80s film adaptation.
I keep seeing posters for it up everywhere I'm driving around here at the minute.
Oh, it's great. It's well worth a watch, even if it is a stage production as well, because it's just so amazing.
Okay, and Alex, last of all, best sci-fi movie. Are we going in the direction of 1996 here?
No. Funnily enough, we're not. We're going in the direction of 1968 and a very little known film by the legendary Jerry Anderson called Journey to the Far Side of the Sun, which, to give a potted plot, it's a very little known film, so I hope to get a little plug in here for it. So hopefully someone listening to this or one of you lot will go and check it out. It's a very underrated film and one of Jerry's lesser known works that got lost amongst Thunderbirds and Stingray and Captain Scarlet, but it's a very intellectual film that deals with basically a space capsule that goes on an exploration towards the far side of the sun. But then the astronauts wake up, apparently, after seemingly crashing into the sun and find themselves back on Earth. However, the big twist is everything is the wrong way round. You know, people drive on the wrong side of the road in the UK. Writing is backwards, at least their perception, and it's later revealed that there's in fact like another version of the Earth on the other side of the sun that they've gone to. So they're in a mirror universe, effectively. I can recommend it a lot. It's very grim for a Jerry Anderson production, but I think it's all the better for it. It completely takes you by surprise.
Is that with puppets or live?
Oh no, live action.
I thought you was going to say.
What's that?
I thought you was going to say the Thunderbirds 2003 movie.
Absolutely not. No way.
Paul, just for mentioning that, you're losing a point. Okay, question number 5. Sort of sticking with a similar theme here. What science fiction films / shows are so bad, yet they're still worth watching? Paul, you just mentioned the aforementioned Thunderbirds there.
Yeah, so bad worth watching. I'd probably say Superman Returns because Brandon Routh's good as Superman, but there's no way Superman would leave his kid behind. No way. It's just not the done thing to do. So, I'll give top credit for Brandon Routh. Very good Superman / Clarke Kent, but not a patch on Dean Cain though, I have to say. But generally, yeah, it's so bad. But yeah, I'd probably watch it again if it was on.
It does have Kevin Spacey, who makes a fantastic Lex Luthor, though.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty cool, Lex. I'll give him that for that. Again, it's one of those things like, I guess like Doctor Who in the 1980s. Good cast, Colin Baker, Nicola Bryant, Sylvester Sophie Aldred. Just story, very hit and miss, and that goes for Superman Returns. Great cast, great Lois Lane, great Superman, great Lex Luthor, lousy story.
Okay, Alex next.
Oh gosh. Well, I may as well. Go with the obvious choice. It's just, I don't want to pick on it because I do genuinely enjoy the film, and Paul mentioned it earlier, but Howard the Duck would fall into this category.
Oh, dude, what are you doing, man? Don't.
No. I am
fall out over
complimenting
this, man. Come on, leave Howard alone.
I do love it, but it's one of those. It's so bad, it's good. It's a bit like Horns of Nimon in that sense, Paul.
Oh, come on, man. Howard rocks, man. Howard the Duck is one of those films, quoting the great George Lucas here.
Oh, it is good. I'm really not insulting its quality. It is. It's
cool.
Good, but in a very cheesy, far out there kind of way.
It was ahead of its time, dude. It was ahead of its time.
Yeah, no, and it was very.
They're bringing it back for 2016.
Are they really?
Yeah, they're going to do, basically they're going to reboot the whole thing, and they're doing Howard the Duck like he was meant to be in the comics. Because in the comics, he was a bit of a, drinking, smoking, farting, cracking duck. And then for blimmin' Hollywood, they had to sort of smooth out all those cracks and make him kind of the nice guy or the nice duck. But and that's probably one of the reasons the film didn't work, is because it wasn't true to the original character. This will
be Howard Uncut, effectively. This will be Howard Uncut.
Yeah, exactly.
Did they already do that with Paul?
Oh, Paul, you mean
the film? Not Paul. Not the show. Paul the film.
I've got a film out there, Alex. When did you do that? You never told me.
No,
I know you've got enough material there, but hey, next time you want to give me, some copyright.
Yeah. No, I'll send you the royalty check next time.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, you got Seth Rogen to voice you. Okay, Cathy next, please.
Oh, well, I've got sort of a joint, but definitely for strange value, Lawnmower Man is really quite strange. I'd put that in a sci-fi context. If anyone's ever seen that involving, was it a Stephen King short story turned into a movie with Arnie in it?
Oh,
That
yeah.
was just so weird. Other than that,
Arnie rocks.
Anything with Arnie in is good by me.
I've got Arnie here. You want to say hi to him?
Good morning.
What? Okay. Hi.
How are you?
What? Is this a soundboard?
No, it's Arnie.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Do you know a guy called Duke Nukem? Apparently not.
Apparently not. No.
No deal.
Oh, okay. It was nice to have met you, Arnie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Didn't think we'd get Arnie on the show this week.
He hangs out under my desk here, doesn't he, Alex? He's
a regular contributor to our Skype, says Arnie.
Yeah, he sort of pops out every time,
We have to look after him. We keep an eye on him. He can be a bit naughty sometimes.
Yeah, he's not as young as he used to be, are you, Arnie? You kind of past it now, aren't you?
No deal.
Just don't make another blimmin' Conan movie, whatever you do.
No.
Okay, Ed, if you're able to pull yourself together and hold yourself in one piece.
I've gone for a little film called Maximum Overdrive from the late 70s, early 80s, which is an amazing film. And I watched it perhaps when I was too young to have watched it, but I loved it to bits, and I've loved it ever since. It's pretty much, it's been parodied loads of times as well. It's pretty much where loads of technology comes to life and starts sort of attacking people, particularly the focus of the film, which are trucks at a truck depot. And all sorts of things like ice cream vans start attacking humans, and ice cube trays start launching ice everywhere. It's an amazing film. It's so bad, but it's so great at the same time. It really is.
Okay. think Arnie's back.
Yeah.
Question number 6. Science fiction involves an awful lot of time travel. So if you were able to time travel to one particular year, what year would you go to that you consider to be the best year for science fiction? Cathy, we'll start with you on this one.
Oh, I don't know, gosh. It'd have to be somewhere in the mid-50s. It's the start of the space race, start of all the science fiction get-up that lasted up until and beyond the moon landing. You've got things like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, them, you've got They Came From Mars, things like that. It'd just be brilliant to see the buzz around space travel, because not that much anymore, really, now that it's all sort of commonplace. Well, sort of.
Good answer. Alex, next.
I would choose 1965 because that would be when William Hartnell was well into his tenure as the Doctor, and I would hope to, whilst I was there, I think this was the year that it went out. Paul, you can confirm this for me. Was 1965 the year that Dalek's Master Plan was broadcasting?
1965. Yeah, would have been. Yeah, I think it should be. Yeah.
I'd definitely try and catch a glimpse of that, as well as also Jerry Anderson's Thunderbirds was also airing at that point as well. So for me, it'd be a double whammy. You know, you get to.
Hey, Alex, while you're there though, right? You want to stop off at like 1980s, go up to the BBC, and basically yank all the copies of Dalek's Master Plan before they completely destroy them.
Yeah, I'll try and do that, and I'll try and give Michael Grade a punch in the gut whilst I'm there.
And do Ian Levine as well, give him a punch, although he's so fat.
Yeah, I think I'll try and tweak his fat nose.
He's so fat, though, that your hand will probably just go in there like the blooming guy from the Batman comics.
Not return. But yeah, no, my year would be 1965 to see William Hartnell as the Doctor face down the Daleks and see an episode of Thunderbirds, as I should have done in the 60s, you know, as it should be.
Okay, Paul, next.
Oh, man. I mean, I think right now is pretty much a golden age with Doctor Who in the 50th year and so many good shows like Arrow and Revolution around. But I suppose I'd say the 1990s, really, because sci-fi then, you had the Star Wars Special Edition. I think that came out in the 90s. Then you also had Star Wars The Phantom Menace come out. Hercules and Xena were like the big sort of syndicated shows across America. Things like Tomorrow's World was sort of showing you things like DVDs, like, I mean, you know, that's never going to catch on, is it? You know, the fact that you could have, I mean, your favourite shows on a tiny disc. Yeah, it's got to be the 1990s, man. They were so cool then for like sci-fi fantasy and actual sci-fi itself, and just the possibilities are endless. But I have to say now, though, is pretty much another golden age as well, I'd say, for sci-fi. I mean, this week they've just sent out a rocket to Mars or something, or a probe out to Mars, and I think sci-fi, really, you could go to any year and it's a golden age.
Okay.
Wouldn't you agree, Arnold?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. He agrees.
Okay, and Edgar.
Specifically 1978. So we're well into sort of the sci-fi sort of takeoff, but particularly this year because there's a lot of great stuff coming out this year that makes you really excited to be a sci-fi fan. I would love to go back there. And we're ranging from pretty much The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy radio play at that point, which was airing, and Douglas Adams had already just about started coming on to Doctor Who, and so City of Death was also around this time, which is an excellent Doctor Who story, and absolutely amazing from Tom Baker's era, and I love it to bits. And then you've got all sorts of other things, like A Scanner Darkly. It's a novel by Philip K. Dick, who is a brilliant novel about society at the time, and he had other things like Blake 7 and Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, Blake 7 gets a mention. Very pleased.
Yeah, definitely. So
it's
and this is like 1978, and this is all 1978, and then Star Wars had come out the year before the first one, so everyone's very hyped, and it's a very exciting time to be a sci-fi fan.
Okay, Scanner Darkly turned into a pretty decent film, I remember, as well, with Robert Downey Jr. in.
Yeah, they remade it in about 2003, I think, and then yeah, that was a great film as well. But that was a remake of the original, and the original was just as good, to be honest, just as good. And it was a novel before that, so.
Okay, time for the scores before the final round now. On 21 points, it's Paul. Tied still on 23, it's Alex and Ed, and in the lead on 24, it's Cathy.
Just scraping Ed.
And so the final round, in a twist of the usual news story, our guests will have to give us the details behind science fiction film. science fiction film can be true or it can be complete gibberish. What we'd be looking for is the title, the plot of the film, and sort of any named actors or directors that were involved in the making of it. Cathy, as you're in the lead, you get to pick the running order of events.
Okie doke, we'll go in alphabetical order. Alex, Edgar, or Alex, me, Ed, and Paul. That's easiest, I guess.
Alex, what is the title of your film?
The Day After Tomorrow.
Okay, this could either be a massive backfire from yourself then. What is the plot?
The plot is, it's a space opera. That's all I can give you at the minute. Because I should point out, I read about this once or twice in a book, and I absorbed the bare bones, but I've not actually got enough there to give you a full detail. But I do remember, I'm sure this will give you something meaty to chew on, particularly given the best bit that I've not got to yet. So please ask me what the best bit is.
What's the best bit?
It's produced by Gerry Anderson, and it had Brian Blessed involved.
Oh, wicked. Hang on, Brian Blessed. I've got a bone to pick with him. He went off with Nicola Bryant. What's he doing going off? What's he doing going off with my teen woman? What's he playing at?
Ran off with your woman. Naughty man.
Yeah.
Big,
like me running off
Brian.
with Tara Strong, dude.
But yeah,
you wouldn't
the
have
day
that,
after
would you?
tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, produced by Gerry Anderson and starring Brian Blessed, as well as an actor called Nick Tate, who was in Gerry Anderson's Space 1999. Nick Tate had a leading role in this particular production.
Okay, Cathy next. What is the
Okay,
title of your film?
Title of my film is Time After Time. A beautiful debut by Nicholas Meyer, who you may remember from the Star Trek films. The plot is essentially H.G. Wells travels in time to try and catch Jack the Ripper before he, does what Jack the Ripper usually does.
That's
It was in-
suspiciously the plot of my NaNoWriMo.
Beautiful 1970s film.
Edgar?
Okay, my film is called Barbarella, which is from the late 60s and starred Jane Fonda, who went on a mission to rescue a guy called Durand from basically an uncharted region of space. It was absolutely mental, and there's sort of riding on the psychedelic nature of the time. And there's one point where she actually goes into a machine which basically enhances sexual pleasure, and she gets really turned on, which takes up like a good 5-minute scene, and it's absolutely insane. She travels with a blind angel for most of it, and it was it was a fun film.
Yeah, sounds it. Where can I buy a copy of this from?
Okay, Paul then, last of all, what is the title of your film and the plot?
Masters of the Universe, starring Dolph Lundgren as He-Man, Frank Langella as Skeletor. Skeletor has managed to take over Castle Grayskull. He-Man has to try and defeat the Sorceress, but in doing so gets transported to our world with the Cosmic Key, this device that Skeletor seeks. And he also wants to get He-Man and put him in chains so he can show him off to Eternia as the mighty He-Man finally fallen at the knees of Skeletor. So he sends all his troops, Beastman and Evil Lyn, played by the brilliant Meg Foster, all the way to present-day Earth to get He-Man and to bring the key back. And it's a very underrated film that, to me, should win 1,000 BAFTAs. To be honest with you, I think BAFTA should just give BAFTAs to any of the films and just give it all to He-Man.
Okie doke. So, those are our 4 films: The Day After Tomorrow, Time After Time, Barbarella, and Masters of the Universe. So, Alex, of the 3 there, Time After Time, Barbarella, and Masters of the Universe, what are you thinking are true or false?
I think Barbarella's a little bit suspect, so I'm going to go with that.
So you think Barbarella's false?
Yes.
And you think the rest are true?
Yep. Especially that one by Gerry Anderson. What a nice fella.
Okay, Cathy next. What are you thinking?
I'm really hoping they're all true, especially the space opera. I really want to see that one. Not gonna lie. Oh gosh, I can say I'm really hoping they're all true.
So you're going all true. Okay, Mr. Duncan?
Okay, A Day After Tomorrow. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go for true for Alex's. I'm going to go for false for Cathy's, and also false for Paul's. Yeah.
Okay, and Paul, last of all, what are you thinking? What's true? What could be gibberish?
All of them are very plausible. I'd say false for Cathy's.
And the rest true?
Yeah, I'd say so.
So, this is going to be very interesting. Alex, the day after tomorrow, is that true or false?
Aha, it's partially true. There was a thing called The Day After Tomorrow, produced by Jerry Anderson, and it did have Brian Blessed in a guest role. However, it was a pilot for a Jerry Anderson television series that never made it off the ground. And as far as I'm aware, it's never been screened anywhere at all. But it does exist, but it's just never been broadcast.
So it's still technically true.
Technically true, yes.
Technically true. Okay. Everybody scoring maximum points off you there, I'm afraid. Okay. Cathy next. Time After Time. Is that true or false?
It is true. It's a sci-fi cult classic from '79.
So that's a very important round for Alex. Okay. Barbarella. Ed, is the tale of the Orgasmatron and Duran Duran true or false?
It's true. It's true.
If anybody's interested, Duran Duran have a song that was released in 1996 called Electric Barbarella, because they got the name from the film Barbarella.
Yeah.
Okay, and Masters of the Universe. Paul, is that true or false?
It is absolutely true.
Yeah.
It's 1987, and it's very much an underrated classic. It's built up very much a cult following in the last couple of decades, and it's a cult classic without doubt.
So that brings us to the final scores. In last place, very strong debut and very unlucky to miss out on 28, it's Paul. Tied on 29 points, still it's Alex and Ed. And with a fantastic last round there, Cathy is the winner of the show with 35.
Woo.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Game over.
Well done.
Well done, everyone.
Yeah.
Of course, that does mean Cathy is straight through to the final show now of our Doctor Who special. However, there is still a place up for grabs between Ed and Alex, which means we need a tiebreaker.
Oh, goody.
Ooh.
Okay, so I have the tiebreaker question now.
Okay.
It's featured a lot on this show. Howard the Duck.
Right.
What was the budget for the movie?
This is closest.
Alex?
Jesus.
Yeah, whoever's the closest. Alex, what was the budget in dollars
What?
of the movie?
Bloody hell.
I'll just text you the
okay.
result. Don't worry about it.
No cheating.
Get from your phone.
Okay, now I'm going to take a random shot in the dark here. I'm going to say, say none of us get it right. Is it the person who got it closest, the one who goes
It
through?
would be the
Yeah.
closest.
Right. I'm going to say $5,000.
Okay, Edgar, what was the budget of Howard the Duck?
Oh, I don't reckon it's even $1 million. I reckon it's something tiny. No, $800,000. There we go.
$800,000. Paul, do you want to jump in?
I know. No, go ahead. It's fine.
Okay, Cathy, would you like a guess at what the budget could be?
Oh gosh, something tells me it was at the time one of the most expensive animated films, but I don't think I'm wrong. I think I'm hideously wrong on that.
It's not animated, though. It's live action with an animatronic duck. You know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's that.
Well,
Should have thought that through.
I shall give you the budget of the film now. Alex, $5,000. Edgar, $800,000. The budget of Howard the Duck was $37 million.
Money well spent. Money well spent.
Jesus.
Money well spent.
37 million.
If you're going to waste
What
that
was the
kind of money,
search?
it's got to go on something good.
Which puts Edgar through to the Doctor Who final.
Cool. Okay, yay!
Commiserations there, Alex. You grossly underestimated the budget of the film.
To be honest, I did as well, but
It's probably to get George Lucas's lattes, so maybe if we deduct that amount, you get my amount, I'm not sure. But fair play. Someone has to buy George's lattes. There we go.
Anything
So
by
that's
George
it.
Lucas is money worth spent.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's it for the show this week. Big thank you to Paul Clarke for coming on, for Alexander Walton Kay and Edgar Duncan.
Yeah.
And a wonderful round of applause for Cathy, our debutante, with such a good victory. Has Arnie got anything to say?
So long and thanks for all the fish.
I don't think you'd like it though.
Let's hear it anyway.
Put a sock in it.
So thank you very much for listening to the show. We'll be back soon with the Doctor Who finale.
Oh no!
In the meantime, everybody just go off and listen to the Waffle, and then maybe break up with watching the Doctor Who trailer, then the Waffle, then the Doctor Who trailer, then the Doctor Who. And just do that for ages, and everybody will be happy. Thank you very much, and take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.